Meetings for a long time because Commissioner Miller didn't we have you part-time recording the meetings even before your position was filled? Then there was a gap and who was that fellow who had a service for many, many years, recorded our meetings?
Nothing Reichel.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So, we've been there, but
To put them on CD, send them to the local TV station.
oh, I had forgotten that before we had the real internet bandwidth capacity. World March is on. Mr. Lip, are we ready?
10 o'clock, whenever you're ready, Chair.
Okay, let's do it. Good morning and welcome. I'm calling to order this meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners. It is our regular meeting for Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. And unfortunately, we're victims of a technical glitch or gremlin today. We're not able to do our usual live feed of the meeting. We are capturing through a variety of devices audio of the meeting, and that will be uploaded to the website later on. Commissioner Miller? Oh, I thought you had something to add.
I'm just going to repeat
Okay.
that to the Zoom, just in
Okay.
case anybody is listening. It is likely you will not be able to hear. I won't be able to move my computer from spot to spot during the meeting. An audio recording will be available. If anybody needs to get immediate access to that, you can contact me at public_affairs@co.lincoln.or.us.
All right, thank you. Now, before we get underway with our official business agenda, I want to take a moment, I'm sure everybody out here does, to acknowledge the efforts of so many people who have been part of the search for 2.5-year-old Dane Paulson of Siletz, who vanished from his front yard last week. Not only certainly our own sheriff's officers, including the search and rescue team and the mounted posse, many other public safety professionals, and hundreds, literally hundreds of volunteers have scoured the area. A community has truly come together, and I'm sure that we all continue to hope and pray for a successful outcome to their efforts. Any further thoughts from the commission?
Thank you for that. You know, there've been so many people, boots on the ground. We really, really appreciate it. They're out there working hard, so it's great to open with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, for that. I'd just like to also, acknowledge that the sheriff has been doing a great job out there. I went to go visit them yesterday and, and thank them personally. And it was very touching to see how the community has the outpour and how much work he has done to get other agencies and sheriff departments throughout the state and the divers and the search and rescue team. So I think our hearts are with the family, with Dane's family, and that I'm very, very proud of what our county has done to support the effort. So, thank you to the sheriff.
Oh, I was neglectful in failing to acknowledge, Commissioner Chuck, that this is your first official meeting on the job. Commissioner Miller and I recently appointed you to fill out Commissioner Jacobson's remaining term. You took the oath on Friday, and here you are, right in the thick of things. Glad to have you on board.
Appreciate that, Chair. Thank you. And thank you, Commissioner Miller.
Welcome. Chuck.
All right, next we move into, as we do on the first Wednesday of every month, recognitions of service, welcoming of new employees first.
Chair.
Yes.
Do the
Oh,
appointment.
that's right. We have a housekeeping matter. Commissioner Katie Jacobson was BOC Vice Chair, so I asked staff to prepare an order designating Commissioner Chuck as Vice Chair for the remainder of the calendar year.
I would move that we designate Commissioner Chuck as Vice Chair.
I accept. Thank you.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
It's now official. Thank you. Now we move into these recognitions of service. These are given out at 5-year intervals, and we've got a nice list of anniversaries to mark. Devontae Otness Mathis, 5 years of service with community justice. And Director Tony Campa accepting, also with community justice. Ted Smith, 5 years of service. Barbara Tucker, 5 years with the clerk's office. Denise Benson, 10 years in the tax and treasurer's office. Oh, yeah. Mr. Lip, are we gonna take the photo today? Okay, could the folks already sat down, come back up, please? Nope, nope, you don't get away that easily. We usually do a group picture. Okay. Sue Giles, 10 years, Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. I think she's here. Yeah, she's hiding. Sue Giles. 10 years. Corey Bell, 15 years with the Sheriff's Office. And Grant Jones, also 15 years with the Sheriff's Office.
Oh, okay. Do we have any more?
That was fine. Made it. Chicken scratch Jones.
Probably sometime.
Thank you. Everybody ready?
Beautiful, thank you.
Thanks.
Well, that's a nice big group of new folks, and we've got an even bigger group of new folks to welcome. So take it away, please.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Allison Wagner. For the record, I am the Human Resources Assistant for Lincoln County. And to introduce the individuals that did not make it on our new hire tour. The first is Joanna Davidson with Health and Human Services, Houseless Outreach and Resource Navigator with, oh yeah, HHS. And then Jamie Thompson with Health and Human Services as well, who is our accounting and clerk with HHS. And the rest, I'm going to invite forward to introduce themselves.
Great.
Thank you. My name is Jeff Morton, and I have the privilege of serving on the team of community justice and parole and probation.
Oh,
There you go.
I'm Tony Panasopoulos, and I am the new Animal Services Deputy.
oh, great.
Heather Shepherd, and I'm a clinical counselor at Human Health and Service School Based.
Planning technician in the planning department.
Next, I'm a cartographic journalist in the assessor's office.
Amy Beck. I'm the manager of a program manager for the Lincoln City Primary Care Clinic.
I'm Brittany Pike. I'm the new corrections nurse.
Anthony Clifton, I am an appraiser in the assessor's office.
All right, well, Mr. Lip gets your photo. I want to reemphasize what I said just about a couple of hours ago over at Personnel. Welcome. We'll look forward to seeing you back here for your 5-year pin, but certainly hope that it's, Sooner than that, feel free. These meetings are open to the public, including, of course, staff, and all three of us maintain an open door policy, so hope it is a wonderful, long, and rewarding career for you here at Lincoln County. Next up, we have a proclamation, and could Sarah Hurd please come forward? This is proclaiming March of 2025 to be Problem Gambling Awareness Month.
Hello, my name is Bria Tobin. I am a health promotion specialist with our public health division, and I work in tobacco and problem gambling prevention. So today I'm here to.
Usually I'd read the resolution and then we have the presentation. No, I love the eagerness. Yeah. Important word. Whereas problem gambling is a public health concern impacting Oregonians of all ages and backgrounds in all communities. And whereas gambling impacts are recognized at the individual, family and friends, community and society levels, gambling problems drive up healthcare costs and contribute to societal problems such as houselessness, bankruptcy, loss of productivity in the workforce, and crime. And whereas Oregon and Lincoln County is dedicated to reducing the negative effects of gambling for all Oregonians through balanced policies and an effective problem gambling services system, providing focused prevention efforts, education and awareness programs, and counseling, treatment, and recovery support services. Whereas thousands of Oregonians have successfully sought free counseling and treatment, are in recovery along with their loved ones, and have benefited from the expertise of professionals in the behavioral health field. And whereas the World Lottery Association has recognized Oregon as a worldwide leader in responsible gambling. And whereas to help raise awareness of problem gambling behaviors and learn how to receive support for problem gambling, Lincoln County Health and Human Services is sponsoring an event to help screen for problem gambling behaviors during the National Gambling Disorder Screening Day, March 11th, 2025. Lincoln County Public Health and behavioral health providers will be hosting a screening table at the Newport and Lincoln City Behavioral Health Clinics on March 11th, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Members of the community and clients are welcome to receive problem gambling support resources and be screened for problem gambling behaviors. Now, therefore, the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners proclaims March 2025 to be Problem Gambling Awareness Month. Take it away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll give you my spiel again. Bria Kettenhoven, Health Promotion Specialist in Public Health. And I work on problem gambling and tobacco prevention. Problem gambling is something that's often really overlooked. It's known as hidden addiction, but it impacts all Oregonians and can have a pretty big impact on children, families, and individuals. Those who are subject to problem gambling addiction have higher risk of suicide and other negative health outcomes. In Lincoln County, we tried to collaborate with our behavioral health provider and focus on prevention, education, and treatment.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Sarah Hurd. I'm the Health Promotion Program Manager. I just want to say that Bria has been doing a great job with community outreach and engagement around problem gambling throughout our community since she's been with us since last June. We're bringing awareness to each community event that we attend, tabling when we go down to Angel Job Corps to put on some mini health fairs. We're providing education. So we embed this in all of our work. And then the partnership with the Sousa over in behavioral health is an important piece of that work. She's our provider. And as she's typically been here in years past to do Problem Gambling Awareness Month, and she is busy serving clients in our community right now. So we're excited about doing this screening. This is the first time that we've participated. So we're hoping that we have some impact and provide the resources to people who may be interested in getting some additional support.
Great. I'm sure this is very important work. It seems like gambling is getting more pervasive in our society every day. You mentioned that it's often a hidden problem. Do we have any even vaguely reliable way to get a sense of how much of a problem it is in Lincoln County?
Yeah, I think that's a tricky thing about it is it's kind of hard to get data on this. I know that collaboratively with our regional partners and the problem gambling division within under OHA are really intentional about trying to gather state data, but it is kind of hard to capture individual county data. But we do have a pretty good idea of the impact that it has on youth in particular, especially because a lot of gambling is embedded in social media and the digital media. That's been something that we've been trying to target specifically.
Great. Further comments, questions? Commissioner Miller?
Yeah, thank you. So what is the screening like? Can you give us, maybe just a snapshot of what that's composed of?
Yeah, definitely. So this is actually through the Cambridge Health Alliance with Harvard, and they have this National Screening Day, and it's on March 11th. So a bunch of communities throughout the nation will be participating in this. Basically, it's just a 3-item screening. It's a small little pamphlet that I have where people answer 3 questions about their gambling behavior and if it's impacted their well-being recently or their family's well-being.
Okay, pretty quick,
Mhm.
sounds like, right?
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
Can you talk a little bit about what our youth and the kids are contending with? And, this worries me with my 14-year-old that, gambling and some of the reward systems around gaming seem so similar. So any thoughts for us to help guide our kids to a good balance between gaming and what might be, could it be an easy transition right into gaming? I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Into gambling.
No, you hit the nail right on the head there. You're right. And I mean, Candy Crush is a really great example that kids and adults use, and you get that rush. Absolutely. That dopamine from gambling. Something that I've tried to embed in my work instead of necessarily anti-video games is practicing digital wellness, because the reality is that everyone is going to be on their phones, whether that be, messaging people, maybe going on social media. So that's inevitable, but there are healthy ways that we can engage with media. We can set time limits. We can make sure that that's just supplemental to our day, but not the priority in our day. So I've presented some digital wellness presentations at our responsible sales training here in Newport and in Lincoln City.
Yeah, does your work overlay with the schools in any, kind of formulatic way? Or?
Yeah, right now we have a good relationship with our schools. Primarily, we've been focusing on tobacco prevention, but they're very interested in any kind of prevention we can offer them, and super interested in anything related to problem gambling, alcohol prevention. So they're definitely engaged in the conversation.
Great. Well, thank you. That's all for me.
Okay, Commissioner Check, any comments or thoughts?
Well, I'll have to hand it to Commissioner Miller. He asked all the questions that I have written down, so thanks for asking those quick questions. And I was really concerned about the youth. It's very hard to monitor the uses on the phones, and it's very easy for that pathway to be opened up for youth that to hopefully not get addicted to it. But, I'm glad that you're working on a way to make their access to it, or try and make their access harder to it, and then let them understand that what that pathway could be leading to. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, would one of you like to make a motion so we can make this official?
Sure, yes, I would move that we proclaim March 2025 Problem Gambling Awareness Month.
And I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Go forth and continue to do good.
Okay.
Next up, we have the adoption of the consent calendar. Consent calendar items are routine or items that have been.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Welcome aboard.
Okay, consent calendar items are items that have been discussed at previous meetings or are routine in nature. Are there any items that the commissioners wish to pull from the consent calendar for individual discussion and action?
I do not.
No.
I'd entertain a motion then.
I move that we approve the consent calendar as presented. Chair.
And I will second that motion.
All in favor of the motion to approve the consent calendar, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It is unanimously approved. All right, we move on to discussion and information items. We have one item, the short-term rental moratorium, and Council Yule will be presenting to us on this. Oh, the recorder. Did you have a
Yeah,
recorder
that's fine.
closer?
And if you give me just 1 second, Kristen, I am gonna share the webpage to Zoom so people.
Ms. Combs. Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
That's whenever you are.
Okay, thank you, Commissioners, Kristen Yule, County Council. On December 18th, 2024, the Board of Commissioners adopted a resolution that extended the suspension of processing new licenses. And that expires March 31st of this year. This is in regards to the 7 geographic sub-area boundaries that have been set for the county, which was done in 2023 via order. I have Ms. Combs here who can talk about current violations and the trend that we've seen. I think the trend is that we're seeing them decline significantly from 23 to 24. And this is regarding like reports of violations or people that have current licenses. I don't know if you included in their complaints of non-licensed.
Yes,
It
I
is
did,
included. Okay.
yeah.
But essentially, we've seen like a significant breakdown, a sharp decline in the numbers. So the regulations are working, the enforcement's working. I also printed off, Ms. Combs updated the licenses that are available. So that's what you have before you. So the only regions that we have available licenses are in 6 and 7. We have 3 available in region 6, and we have 14 available in region 7.
Further, or are we open?
Open discussion.
Okay.
Questions for?
Is there anything you'd like to add before we start on this?
I don't think so. I think I provided most of the data to the board. With the exception of Commissioner Chuck, who I don't think was here when we were doing that piece of it. The data kind of speaks for itself. And I would say there's very little in the way of complaints, it looks like, that we're handling. And if you had a chance to review some of the summary data that was provided by Deputy Wooten and Deputy Bibby, they're also seeing a decrease in that.
So let me offer up some initial thoughts. I'm not 100% decided, but I'm leaning at this point to thinking maybe it's time we let the moratorium go. We're talking about 17 new licenses. And then realistically, if you compare the allowed licenses with actual licenses in each zone, you know, barring something totally unforeseen, it'll be, you know, perhaps 20 years, even more before we see new licenses issued. Well, that's probably an extreme, but several years. And I find it very encouraging to know that the code enforcement team, again, a multi-department team working on this problem, have made some significant headway. At the same time, I really want to encourage us as a board to continue to monitor this situation, make sure that things don't creep back up when we're not looking, and also evaluate the fact, you know, I think one of the recurring themes in the folks who really encouraged us to the route of STR regulation that we weren't able to address we couldn't really figure out a mechanism to do it, is the handful of neighborhoods that have extremely heavy concentrations of STRs. I don't know what a workable solution to that might be, but I just like to, put a marker, if at least keep this on a middle burner, not all the way on the back burner.
Could I comment?
Sure.
So the overall rate, I think, is around 3% of all the available housing in the county. So we're talking about a very low percentage of STRs, if you were to take the total of all of the housing. It's like,
Yeah,
it's only around 3% that we have licenses for, I think. It's pretty low.
That's good to know. Any questions or feedback, commissioners?
Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Ms. Combs, with those available licenses, are they the same people that have been waiting? Do you see any kind of turnover in those requests at all, like?
they want to stay on the list. So if you look at those regions, 6 and 7 are going to be the regions on the east side of Highway 101. So they're taking up that larger, they're not the oceanfront properties, they're the people that are off of that.
Yeah.
And there are just a lot of people that they're on the wait list and they're just waiting their turn.
Right.
And they do call frequently to find
Mhm.
out
Yeah.
what's
Just
going
wondering
on.
what that anticipation is
Yes.
a little bit too, and if there was any turnover in the requests. I guess just maybe your thoughts on the regions and when we passed this, I was fairly new, although I've been around a while, and I'm just wondering if the way we divided up those regions is something I was hoping in time we might, revisit or look at, and this might not really be the time to do that here, but do those regions work well for you guys, or are you just neutral in terms of how those requests come in?
I am neutral regarding that, and I believe Council Belmont was here at that time and played a pretty significant role in putting those regions together.
Yeah.
And it may have been based on saturation,
Yeah.
how many were falling in those areas. So, yeah, I can't recall honestly.
The question is, the region's working for you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean.
I'm neutral.
but
You're
I'm,
like Switzerland, huh?
yeah, I'm generally thinking too that we need to, lift it, and let these people acquire those licenses. That's generally where I'm at. I would like for us to consider about, what does an overview of the ordinance look like? How has it been working? And maybe putting that somehow as a bookmark into the future, what are we accomplishing, what we intended to accomplish, and what did we intend to accomplish? Things have changed, so what does that mean? So.
Reasonable
just some
questions.
Preliminary thoughts.
Commissioner Chuck.
So since I'm the new kid on the block, so the people that are on the waiting list, would that be, if we do lift the moratorium, would that be done by lottery? Would it just be? Okay. Okay. And then, I'm always concerned about the impact to the communities where there's gonna, these are gonna happen. And I would also, if we need to look this again, I would be, willing to look at it in the future, make sure it's working. We can always make it better. So, thank you.
Okay. Would there be any objections? I think we're gonna have at least one person signed up for public comment on this, and we may have more if we varied the order of things and opened up comment on this particular topic now.
This Kirk is here.
Yes.
I'm fine, I'm fine
Okay.
if you want to shuffle
Okay.
around comment.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
nothing like walking in the door and hearing you're up, but Ms. Kirk?
Thank you. Didn't have enough time to scribble my notes, so it's gonna be quick this time. My name is Monica Kirk, and I live in unincorporated Lincoln County.
Oh, and excuse me, Monica, just so you know, the AV system is not working, so we're using handheld recorders.
So there will be a record in the meeting,
Oh,
but
just so you know, because you're speaking into the mic, but it's
Yeah.
not working.
Yeah, the recorder will pick you up just fine if you speak in a normal voice.
So I did notice that short-term rentals in the moratorium was on the agenda. And I submitted comments yesterday, principally for the benefit of Commissioner Chuck, because you hadn't been around during a lot of the discussion about short-term rentals in unincorporated county and why that differs. And while I know lifting the moratorium may seem like just we're 12 or 14 licenses on the east side. What's the problem I wish that we would remember is that initially the purpose of the moratorium was to allow the sheriff's department to take a close look at the operations of the program, because you gave them that authority and that very broad grant of authority in the ordinance. And I haven't seen where the sheriff's department has done that. There, so I would ask you to not lift the ordinance or not lift the moratorium yet, to allow the sheriff to perhaps convene a committee, or if they don't need any more input, to at least come up with some written policies and procedures, because attrition has not accomplished what the Board of Commissioners intended when it passed Ordinance 509 and set the caps. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who wanted to speak specifically on the topic of the short-term rental moratorium? All right, Commissioner Chuck, any thoughts? You, another case of just jumping right into the deep end and the cold end of the pool, but.
You know, Chair, at this point, I'd just like to listen to it, and I think that, you know, in my soon-to-be previous position, you know, I worked in unincorporated areas, and I've seen the impacts of some of these, and I think that the reasons that Ms. Kirk brought up, I think they led us to look into that. And
Okay.
yeah.
So the way I see it, we have three principal options today. We could direct staff to do an order extending the moratorium beyond March 31st. We could just naturally allow it to expire, or we've got, let's see, another meeting coming up on March 19th. I guess if we did want to, we could bring this back as an item that day, and if we did want to take a positive action to extend the moratorium, could the board vote and then authorize me as chair to sign, because we won't have another March meeting.
So when the next meeting be used for a decision?
Yeah, March 19th. Well, unless there's a decision today to let it go.
We'll wait till the 19th to decide.
Can I ask that we
Yeah,
do
of
it to
course.
the first meeting in April, because I'll be out of town next week, and
Well,
Would that-
unfortunately, if we don't act before the first, it expires.
okay, we'll do it at the next meeting.
Okay. All right,
So we'll move this to decision and action.
correct, for the
Okay.
next meeting.
Okay.
All right,
Very good.
we don't have any scheduled staff or partner reports. No commissioner reports were submitted prior to the deadline. Now, do we have anyone else signed up on public comment in addition to Ms. Kirk? All right. Is there anybody in the audience who did not sign up who wanted to offer public testimony? All right, then. Next meeting of the Board of Commissioners
Commissioner-
is,
Commissioner
Oh,
Hall,
I'm sorry,
is-
yes.
Is there anyone online that would like to offer public comment? If so, please use the raise hand function.
oh, that's right, you are doing a live feed on Zoom. That's right.
Don't see any hands up.
All right, then, next meeting of this board, March 19th, 2025, 10 a.m. in this room. Following meetings, all at 10 on alternating Wednesdays, April 2nd, April 16th, May 7th, and May 21st. Until then, we're adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.